At forward, number 9, Claire Murdoch. At forward, number 21, T.J. Flores. At forward, number 44, Bryn Pryor. On defense, number 2, Abby Thibodeau. On defense, number 5, Julia Stevens. And in goal, wearing number 45, Shannon Harris.
There will be no end before today's game.
All right, everybody, we are back here at Mainway Arena on a Sunday afternoon. It's a bit of a mild one out today, but I think it's supposed to cool down in the coming week, and it's certainly cool in here today. My name is Jared Bapty. Happy to be back on the mic this afternoon. Your Burlington Barracudas currently first in the U22 Elite, taking on the Ottawa Lady Senators. We have a slight issue with the home net that is currently being fixed by the linesman just before we get started here. Burlington coming off that 3-0 win yesterday evening on Hockey Day in Canada, and we'll have a bit of a continuation of our Hockey Day in Canada celebrations today. We've got a couple more stories to tell as they were sent in to me yesterday, so we'll do the honors of telling those stories as well. But we are underway here at Mainway Arena with the top line for the Burlington Barracudas. Out right now, Abby Thibodeau, who's on a 3-game point streak at the moment, keeping the play alive in that far corner. There's Claire Murdoch on a 6-game point streak of her own. Claire Murdoch has at least 1 point in every game since the shutout loss to the Central York Panthers back before the holiday break. And there she is now again on the near side, trying to feed that out in front. That was blocked by the call-up for the Ottawa Senators, number 47, Georgia Steenbacher. And in their own zone now, this is Julia Stevens, throws it up the far side, bounces towards Deja Houston, but just fluttered off her stick, and it's dumped in by Leah Burkitt, excuse me. Thrown back out to center again by the Barracudas. No icing on the play, as that was not going to make it to the red line. Thrown up the far side by Ottawa. And they can't get it out that way, so they throw it back into their own corner. Trying to throw it behind the net, Alicia Donovan. Back up the far side now, Megan Reed holding that in, glove down in front of the net, but it comes through Avery Holmes with a big shot on the first save of the game. Is a glove save by goaltender Alyssa Wilkinson. Face-off won by Ottawa. It's thrown up the far side and now skated out to center. Sharp angle shot stopped by Shannon Harris. And she hangs on. getting back-to-back starts as Callie Pitts still nursing her knee injury. She sustained that before the holiday break, but is on the bench and will back up Harris if there are any issues, but she's doing a lot better and should be fully healthy for us in the near future, according to the training staff. But Harris coming off that shutout win last night is back between the pipes for Burlington as TJ Flores is rubbed out on the far side and Avery Moon is hauled down. It's a blatant hook, but no call there. Ottawa back at their own blue line now with Clark. Mackenzie Clark can't get it in deep. She interferes with Bryn Pryor a little bit as she got it out to center. Claire Murdoch trying to come up with a puck behind the net. Murdoch's got it. Bumped a little bit, pokes it to the far side for Pryor, and she sends it back to the line for Stephen. A wrist shot goes off the leg to the near side, and it's picked up and thrown out to center by Ottawa. There's a shot that goes off the leg of Stephen and out of play. Just under 3 minutes gone in this first period. Ottawa sitting third in the the East Division, excuse me, in the U22 Elite. Just onside, no, it is corrected by the linesperson that it was in fact offside. Another clean face-off win for Ottawa. They've been strong in that department so far this afternoon, over the blue line and in, but disrupted by Deja Houston. And Stephen sends it up the far side to Tegan Gray, who just smacks it out to center, but not quite all the way. Dumped in by Ottawa. Harris came out to play it. Left it for Stephen. Bank pass that is behind Kira Healy, and now a potential 2-on-1 for Ottawa. Nicely swept away, though, by Stephen, and she reverses it up the near wall for Healy, who pokes at it, but it's kept in by Michelle Gow. Drop back to the line for Clark again. Gow trying to get it into that near corner. She does, but Stephen met it there first. She got it up the near side. Held in by Caitlin Scott, and then centered out in front, and it's blocked in on its way to the slot. Another centering pass that skips over the stick of Taylor Garcia. But Peters tried to get it out to center. She was hauled down. Lots of seemingly incidental contact happening early in this game. Pass across to Peters, who skates it out and into the offensive zone for Burlington. The rest of her teammates go for a change. Peters with some good possession. Got it. Tried to get it to Flores. It was deflected to Murdoch, who took it into that far corner now. Murdoch stepping out from there. Pryor at the point. Wrist shot goes just wide, but it bounces off the back wall of the far corner again for Murdoch. Spinning away from pressure, tried to throw it in front. Flores had her stick checked. Nicely knocked down at the line by Megan Reed, but she fanned on her shot, and it's lifted out and down the ice by the Senators. Avery Moon behind her own net. Hard pass ahead for Murdoch. That's deflected down the ice, but it's not going to go all the way. Strategic tip by Murdoch, and she's got it in front. Big stop by Wilkinson. Nice play by that top line of the Barracudas, finding space and creating another high danger chance on the attack. Sent up the far wall. Thibodeau tried to pinch in, but it was deflected out to center. Deja Houston disrupted that play, and she's knocked to the ice as Gray was unable to muscle it past the red line and is dumped in by Ottawa. Held in at the line by Annie Robinson. Diving for the puck. We got a penalty coming to Ottawa now finally as Houston was taken down again. And so the Barracudas are going for the extra attacker, and we've got a whistle for I guess the linesman is saying that the player coming on for the goaltender came out too early. I'm not too sure what that was about. Barracudas currently have a power play, but the linesman may say otherwise. And so this linesman is saying that the Barracudas are going to take a too many players penalty for exchanging the goaltender for the sixth attacker too early. So, or maybe not. I don't know why we bothered calling that if we weren't going to call a penalty, but anyways. I thought you were supposed to associate a penalty with an extra attacker changing too early for the goaltender, but here we are, power play for Burlington, brought to you by Skids Away, Pallet Sales and Recycling. This is Kira Healy in that far corner. It's a 2-minute head contact penalty. Thank you, April, on the announcements. This is Suter now back for Moon with a long shot. That's deflected up and out of play by the stick of Wilkinson. Another face-off win for Ottawa, but they throw it up off the glass and right out of play. Suter battling to try and win this face-off. She got it back, but it wasn't quite enough, and it's poked out to center again by Ottawa. Moon spins away from Gow, throws it to the near side for Peters. Peters with a pass across. Charlton with a shot. That's kicked out. Nobody was there for that juicy rebound. And it's skated up and down the ice. Fired there by Alicia Donovan. And that probably should have been offside as well there, as on the exchange the blue line for Burlington, but Murdoch's got it ahead. Poke back to the line. Moon. Near side now for Healy. Looking for an option. Sends it back to Moon on that far side. Murdoch now has to settle the puck. Moon again. Far point. Murdoch near side. Healy takes a shot. Another save for Wilkinson. Rolling puck to the line. Moon kept it going. Moon gets the pass from Pryor. Now Healy takes. That's blocked in front by Flores as she tried to get out of the way of that one. Flores going to the near corner for the loose puck now. Healy at the near point. Over the Moon on the far side. Final seconds of the power play. Tick off the clock. Player returns. Murdoch walking in. That pass is off a skate. And as the defense goes for a change, the Ottawa Senators are back the other way. That's knifed away from Brooke Mulvihill. And the Barracudas try to establish some offensive zone pressure again. Chipped out to center and dumped right back in by Gray. Steenbacker left it behind her own net, and Jessica Chung had to make sure she was on her toes as Barracudas were sniffing around that area. Just onside for Gray. Bouncing puck into the slot area, swung and knocked over to the far side on a ground ball as it's fired all the way down the ice for an icing call. Deja Houston was one of the players who sent in a story for me, and of course, growing up, her dad, who's one of our lovely equipment managers, he does so much work for us here. He always makes an outdoor rink for her every year in the backyard as soon as the weather gets cold. And that's when she discovered her love of hockey at age 2. And she thanks her dad especially for encouraging her to continue to push her and sort out her love for hockey. And believe in her to get to where she is today. She'd often play pickup games with her neighbors as well, and that's how she developed a lot of her skills at a young age. And has taught her a lot. And we're getting a penalty for Burlington here in front. Another big save by Harris. Sweeping across, but we've got a hooking penalty coming up against Burlington. And it is, unfortunately, the aforementioned Deja Houston going off. So with 10:47 left in this scoreless first period, Barracudas have a penalty to kill, brought to you by Shield Performance, the official gym and training program of your Burlington Barracudas. Tied up on the far side, trying to walk out in front. That was blocked by a skate on the pass from Mulvihill. Megan Reed trying to just make sure that puck stays on the back wall. She found it in her feet, took it to the far side, and it's kept alive by Jill Hennessy. Down in that area behind the net again, Megan Reed pinning it on the back wall. 3 Senators trying to dig it out there. Healy now trying to muscle the puck up that near side, sends it up the far wall now. Charlton gets there, but just can't quite get it out. Reed follows up and fires it down the ice. About a minute gone on the penalty kill, coming up to it. And Ottawa with a minute left on the power play. Hard pass across to Hennessy. She settles the puck and skates it in. Murdoch took it away from her and sends it down the ice again. Suter goes after it against Clark. Clark got it behind the net for Garcia. Suter with some good forechecking as Clark fanned on her pass behind the net. So Suter watching her, and now Chung with the puck up that far side, just sidestepping a check from Thibodeau. As Garcia takes it behind the net to the near side, sent back to the line. Robinson got it in deep again. Garcia tied up by Thibodeau, but she's still got the puck. Thrown up the near wall again. Robinson held the line. Murdoch pressured her. Scott to the far side. One-timer. Stopped by Harris. Rebound. Bouncing around. Poke to the far side as the penalty comes to an end. Now, Houston, back on the ice. And a big crowd on the area behind the net. Moon finds the puck and rips it up the near wall, and it does get out to center. Robinson to the far side for Chang. Chung and out and into the offensive zone. Dumped there by Grace Outwater. Steven up the near side. Flores trying to get it out to center. That doesn't go, so Steven sends it back behind the net for Moon to throw up the far side. Glass and out to center. Right back in for the Senators just for a moment, though, as the Barracudas try to settle the puck, and Ottawa's taking a penalty. And it's a cross-checking call against Outwater. So 8:05 left in this first period. Barracudas going back on the power play. Brought to you by Skids Away, Pallet Sales and Recycling Solutions. Flores just having a quick chat with the referee. And a quick win off the draw taken by Pryor, who just received instructions from Coach Murdoch. Haley to Moon. Murdoch in the umbrella formation. Moon and Murdoch again in deep for Pryor. Return for Moon. Flores in front. There's a shot looking for the rebound. It's kicked out by Wilkinson. Tied up on that far wall now. Turn to the line for Moon. Now Healy. Murdoch on that far side. In deep Flores. Murdoch again. And return to the line for Moon and Murdoch. Back and forth again. Murdoch's got it again. Tries that shot, blocked in front by Chung. Moon now, Healy again. Back for Moon. Far side Murdoch. They go back and forth on this umbrella formation. Murdoch trying to find a open lane to feather the pass through as Flores is taken down behind the net. Moon tries a shot, it was blocked and fend on her pass, but Ottawa can't clear it out. Murdoch again. They've spent this entire time so far with less than 50 seconds to go in the power play in the offensive zone. Healy to the far side, Murdoch again, back to the line, Moon. Murdoch is looking for a shot, trying to get it in deep for Pryor. It's off a stick, and Pryor takes a bump as she tries to keep the play alive in that far corner. She's got it again. Return to the line, and it skips over the stick of Moon and out to center. Healy quickly back on the attack for the Barracudas. They go for a change for their second power play unit as the penalty killers took a change as well. Healy to Holmes now. At the line, Thibodeau steps into his shot that got deflected wide to the near corner. Final 5 seconds of the power play. Holmes to Healy and Thibodeau again. Tried to fire that through, and a quick pass out to center for Outwater, who's back on the ice, and she's down the left side. Takes a shot. That's an easy save for Harris. And Outwater on her off wing got it to Garcia, who sent it back to the line. Robinson turns, fires. Big save by Harris. And she hangs on. Great pressure by Burlington on that power play. Had the puck in the zone for almost the entire power play, but only got one shot. Ottawa doing a great job of their own to keep Burlington to the outside and really to the blue line, not really let them anywhere near their net. As bodies flying everywhere all over the puck on that far side. Thibodeau a little slow to get up, but seems to be okay as Steven comes up with a puck on the near side. That's gone all the way down the ice. That was very clearly off Outwater, but Charlton got there anyways and beats out the icing. Shouldn't have been called icing anyways. This is Suter in that far corner. Blows a tire and it's taken away from her, but Megan Reed kept it in with the help of Charlton and Peters. Right in front of this Ottawa bench, it just squeaks out to center as Charlton sends it back to Steven, and she tried to return the pass to her, but Charlton was going for a change. So Reed followed up, got it to Steven, and now Murdoch is ahead. Takes a long shot, that's fought off by Wilkinson, and Murdoch bowls her way to the rebound and leaves it in that far corner for Flores. Pryor comes in to help as well. Pryor and Flores on that back wall. Flores tried to get it to Murdoch, but it was blocked on its way there. Slapped to the line. Reed kept it alive. Flores for Murdoch. Spins and fires it in front. And Pryor was tied up in front. Couldn't get her stick on it. Wilkinson's out of her net, though, as Murdoch takes a hook and gets it to the line. Moon tries a shot. Oh, that was just wide of the near side. Wilkinson, I don't think, was expecting it. Big screen in front. Ottawa trying to settle things down a little bit. Up the near side, Moon pinching in to keep it going for the Burlington Barracudas. Murdoch takes his shot, but that's right into the crest of Wilkinson. And she hangs on. Really tight game so far this afternoon. Ottawa with a slight advantage in shots, but Burlington certainly with the offensive zone time advantage, and they still have the puck with Holmes on the near wall, gets it in deep for Gray, who brings it back to the line, far side. Steven settles it and manages to get it into the far corner. Skips in for Gray, takes it to the near side now. Gray looking for an option, being watched by Clark. Gets it into that far corner. Rolling there, Holmes going after it. Flipped up and out of play by, well, I thought that was directly thrown out by Ottawa, but apparently it's off of Barracuda, so the face-off comes outside the Burlington zone. 3:26 left in this first period. It is a Sunday, so we will have a flood midway through the second period, which has been cleared by the officials, so we know it's awkward, but try to make sure we get the whole game in the time that we were able to book here at Mainway. Suter handles that hard pass and gives it off to the far side for Charlton, who gets it in deep. You notice the lines are slightly different now with Suter, Charlton, and Peters on their wing. So it used to be Suter, Charlton, and Holmes, and so Coach Murdoch trying a slightly different look with his middle six lines as Moon dumps it in deep. And the top line coming back out again for the Barracudas. Sent up that far side, out water, dumps across ice all the way down for an icing call. .226 remaining in this first period. Shots are pretty even. 6-5 for Ottawa. Centering pass for Pryor, just knifed away from her in the slot. Murdoch causing the turnover in that near corner. But Ottawa regaining control and carrying it out to center on the stick of Burkett. And she dumped it in. Reed left it for Flores on the near side as she takes it and lifts it up and out to center, trying to hit Murdoch. Oh, with a lead pass. And if she had settled that down, she would have split the D and gone right to the net. Flores, long lead pass for Murdoch. She leaves it for Healy, who takes it into the offensive zone. Had Holmes going to the net, but she got checked by too many Senators. Holmes trying to come up with a loose puck, though, with the help of Gray. Minute and a half to go in this first period. Gray's got it in the near corner, trying to walk out in front, and Houston got a stick on it, but shot it wide. Sharp angle on that far side for Gray. Doesn't quite go. Dumped off the glass and back in for Burlington. Gray and Garcia go into the back wall in a heap. The two of them got tangled up going after the puck. Garcia's on it now and skates it out to center. Garcia tried to dump in off the lines person, but she stripped the puck from Peters and got it in deep now. Less than a minute to go in this first period. Steven up the far side for Charlton. Comes to Suter just onside. Peters going to the net for the rebound. And Wilkinson got her glove on it. Was in and out of her glove and landed right in front of her, and Peters is right there. Wilkinson able to keep it out. Chang to the far side and tipped out to center by Victoria Kay. And Charlton wasn't expecting the pass from Thibodeau, but she knifes it back out to center. And Suter sends it across for Peters, who finds it, but it's poked away from her. Thibodeau followed up. Her shot goes off a skate and into the area behind the net for Suter. Tried to reverse it out in front. That's poked away by Wilkinson. And in that near corner, Suter takes a reverse hit as she tried to play the puck. Bounces around into the area in front of the net. Peters trying to settle it. Shot fought off by Wilkinson. That looked like that handcuffed her a little bit. 1.1 second left. And a quick pull of the goaltender for the Barracudas with 1.1 second left. And that'll do it for the first period. No score and a tight game between the Ottawa Senators and the Burlington Barracudas, and the Zamboni door is going up when it's not supposed to. So we have a quick chat with the Zamboni folks. Shots are 7-6 for the Burlington Barracudas at the end of the first. Kira Healy leading the Burlington Barracudas in points as a defender. Had a real push with a hat trick at the tournament in December, and then has continued to be on fire lately with another hat trick against the Cambridge Rivulets last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, I guess. She's been having a great season. Certainly a great stretch recently. Bouncing puck round back of the net. The Barracudas threw it right into the offensive zone, and Thibodeau knocks it down on the clearing attempt. So the Senators tried the other side, and Steven kept that one alive. Murdoch causing a turnover again in the area behind the net. Pryor came in to help, got it to the line for Thibodeau. Risks a shot, doesn't get through, bouncing around in the slot, and it's knocked to the far side by Clark. Can't clear it out again, though. Stevens' shot is blocked in the area near the blue line, and so Ottawa able to get it out to center as the referee gets in the way of that pass, and that could have been dangerous. Olin Jones was right in the area and could have picked up that loose puck. Murdoch right back on the attack again for Burlington down the left side, and just glided it out in front. Maybe hoping that there was going to be a teammate hanging out in the slot, but they were going for a change, so that was an easy cover-up for Wilkinson, and another face-off win for Ottawa as they get it out to center. Caitlin Scott trying to come up with the puck, and the Senators will be offside as Deja Houston disrupted her control of the puck over the blue line. Right back on the attack of the Senators, though. It's a 3-on-2. That's kicked out and out of play off the stick of Harris for a stoppage in play. Scramble off the draw. Thibodeau trying to dig it out. Scott came up with it, but she took it to the back wall, and it was taken away from her. The Barracudas threw it up the near side, and now out to center. Holmes couldn't quite receive that breakout pass. It was just behind her. Did her best to try and get it in deep, but it was taken away by Ottawa and cleared back into the offensive zone. Gray's on it, backhands it up the near side and out to center. Peters finds it there. Moon tracking to the net, just off a skate and into her feet. Otherwise, she'd have had a clean pass. Great effort by Peters to get that over to her. Mulvihill got it round to the near side, and it's sent all the way down the ice. No icing. As I guess the linesperson thought that Moon could have skated a little harder to get to the puck. Ottawa trying to send it out in front, and that is a late decision on that penalty call there. And it really should be a tripping call, if anything, but Charlton's going off for interference. As she upended a Senator in front. So the second power play of the game for Ottawa. This penalty kill brought to you by Shield Performance, the official gym and training program of your Burlington Barracudas, as the Senators are thrown out of the face-off dot. Suter won the draw, and Peters gets it the length of the ice. Chang from behind her own net. Up the far side, a little too hot to handle for Robinson, but she was able to get it ahead for Scott. Healy tracking her. Back to the line for Robinson again. Now Chang, return for Robinson, far side. Puck gets through and stopped by Harris, though. Ottawa have been a little bit better so far this afternoon at getting shots through on the power play, and they use the same system as the Barracudas, and that's a good intercept on the umbrella pass by Kira Healy, and she skates it over the blue line. Sniped away from her quickly, though, and the penalty kill unit has to be sharp. But the Senators also go for a change, so that gives the Barracudas the opportunity to get it back out to center. Healy got it out in neutral ice, and Murdoch trying to take it away from Clark. She gave it away to Pryor. Her shot is blocked in front by Hennessy, but Murdoch stripped it away again. Keeping it in the offensive zone. It's now taken away, and Outwater just gets it out to center. Pryor trying to settle it. Interfered with by Mulvihill a little bit. Outwater receives a drop pass, but can't get a good shot away as Hennessy and Thibodeau battle for the puck. Outwater gets it back to the line. Is Outwater again, sends it into the near corner. On it is Kay. Outwater again. Return for Outwater. Barracudas tight on the pressure to keep this puck to the outside. Penalty coming to an end. Shot goes wide from Clark. Barracudas can't quite get it out, though. Hennessy kept it alive. Mulvihill takes it behind the net to the far side. At the line, Clark thought about the shot. And that one's another easy save for Burlington as Murdoch and Mulvihill are tied up. Sent it in front. That was another save for Harris as Charlton receives a pass and gets it in deep. Flores on the forecheck. Clark throws it off the glass, and Stephen with a nice knockdown of the puck at the near point. Victoria Borg trying to come up with it now. Unable to. That's off the stanchion, and Scott lifts it out and down the ice. Moon gets to it in her own zone. Wrapped it around the far boards and back out to center again. Robinson trying to throw that pass through the middle. That's deflected off the stick of Reed down the ice. Moon up the far wall again. Borg on her off wing. Just able to dump it in as Flores and Reed go for a change. Gray going after the puck now as Donovan throws it off the glass and out to center. Thibodeau, far side for Healy, and return to her at her own blue line. Her pass goes off the skate of Outwater to that far side, and Healy gets it ahead for Houston, who throws it through to the offensive zone, but the Senators get it back out again. Thibodeau for Healy. Looking for the pass, cross ice for Houston now, just onside. Jones able to disrupt that play and get it out to center, though. Thibodeau trying to keep that puck from crossing that center line. Outwater stole it away and gets it into the offensive zone. Backhanded towards the front of the net, but an easy save for Harris, and she hangs on. Coming up on the flood. 13:43 left in this second period. The flood will be around the 10-minute mark. Moon up the far side, disrupted by Hennessy. Centering pass cut by Suter, though, and she takes it to the area behind the net. Poke to the far side as Stephen and Mulvihill get tangled up, and Mulvihill holding her neck as she goes to the bench. Stevens still on the ice, laboring herself. Can't get off on this long change for Burlington. Suter off the glass and out and down the ice. Peters gonna get there first, and she's taken down, and a penalty's coming to Ottawa. It's a holding call. Peters, great second effort to draw that penalty. Steenbacher going off for the hold. 12:57, so power play brought to you by Skids Away, Pallet Sales and Recycling Solutions. Quickly off the draw, the penalty box didn't even get closed before that face-off was dropped, but the Barracudas set up on the power play. Murdoch for Healy. This is the line that kept the Senators hemmed in the zone the entire power play last time. 0 for 3 so far. That shot went up over top of the net. Bounces back to the line for Healy again. Thibodeau across for Murdoch. Shot just wide of the near side. Healy racing after it to get there and keep it in. Thibodeau in deep. Flores tried to wrap it out in front, but it rolled on her stick, and Robinson got it out to center. Healy with some speed takes a couple of slashes from outwater, got it just in. Pryor comes up with a loose puck on the tie-up on that far side. Moon in the middle for Pryor. Just can't pull the trigger as the puck was on the wrong side of her stick before she got checked. Moon, high slot. Murdoch top of the near circle. Shot stopped, and the rebound is smothered by Wilkinson. Just a quick chat with Coach Murdoch for the Flood. So we're just trying to make sure that the Flood happens at the next stoppage in play. 54 seconds left in the power play for Burlington. Face-off win for the Senators, but Moon keeping it in at the point just for a moment, though, as that is wired out and out of play. And the coaching staff of the Senators diving out of the way of that one. That was a whistler. So we won't have the Flood yet because that stoppage in play was only about 8 seconds. Pryor trying to come up with the puck, sends it back to the line for Moon. Now for Murdoch, walking into the far side was Thibodeau, and Murdoch saw her, couldn't get it through, and the Senators ice it. Moon, head for Pryor. He's got Holmes out through center, hits her with the pass. Thibodeau going to the net. Flores peels off for a change. Holmes still with the puck, now sends it to the near side for Steven. Tried to get that through, it was kicked out by Cheng. Steven for Holmes, now Steven again, big shot, stop, rebound, another save, it trickles through the crease. Nobody was there to poke it in. 2 stops for Wilkinson as the penalty expires. Steven to the near side for Holmes. As the Barracudas maintain possession in the offensive zone. Steven trying to hit Gray on the near side, and she scores! Relentless pressure by the Burlington Barracudas on the power play. It just expires, and Tegan Gray buries it. And the Barracudas will take a 1-0 lead into the Flood here midway through the second period, as we will take a quick break and see if we're able to get you an interview with potentially the goal scorer, Tegan Gray. Keep an eye out for that one. Otherwise, it'll be on our socials and YouTube later on this afternoon. But we will take a quick break as the Zamboni does its rounds here at Mainway Arena.
I just really enjoyed bonding with the girls. It was good. Good group of girls. I just think it's really cool that we have the opportunity to do this stuff, especially in girls hockey, because it's not always showcased all the time, so I think it's really cool.
I'm looking forward to seeing how far our team can go. I feel like we're all really good together and play really well together.
I think honestly it could have gone to a lot of girls on the team, and I feel really lucky that I have it. I'm going to do my best to wear it in a way that will help everyone.
Saturday night hockey, there's nothing better. Home opener, an exciting one for the drop of the puck here at Mainway Arena.
And we had all worked out our walkout song, our goal song, so we were all like really excited to hear it for the first
At
time.
forward from Toronto, Ontario, assistant captain number 9, Claire Murdoch.
You don't see that very often in girls hockey, which was nice. I think a lot of the younger girls thought it was a really cool experience. Like in the change room, they were going on and on about it, and just like how it was really different, and like no other junior team even was doing it.
But not out Avery. Home scores! Loose in the high slot now. Backhander scores! Lost the puck to Pryor. Pryor scores!
Being around each other for a majority of the week, really getting to know each other is really doing us well. Having Colin as a coach too, just having those new plays being introduced to us, they seem to really work for us and we understand them very well and can easily apply them to our game.
I think coming from Stony as a captain, it really set me up for the role here. And I think, honestly, having this group of girls, it's just a great group of girls to work with. And I think you don't really have to have a letter on your jersey. I think we all play a really good part.
Murdoch right on it again. Here's Pryor with a shot. She scores!
I was just looking for a league that would help me develop my game to like the next level, and Burlington happened to be a team that was willing to take on another player. So when I came up here and skated, there was just a great culture within like the girls, and I really liked the program.
For the North York Storm. And Burlington piling on the shots right now, already with 6 by my count. Tie up off the draw again. It's sent to the back wall. This is Tegan Gray. Trying to fire it up the near boards to Kira Healy back in the lineup after taking last weekend off. Healy with a tip in front, rebound. They score! That's because I haven't said anything yet. Okay, cool. We're here with Tegan Gray, just the audio, but I'll put the video up later. Tegan, you just got that goal right at the end there, right before the flood. You had a couple of points yesterday, so now you're on a little bit of a point streak. How's it feel to get on the board a little more often lately?
It feels really good. Obviously, hockey, the best part is scoring. And I had a bit of a tough start, so it's good to have some points.
And this Ottawa team, they're a really tough team. It's been a really tight game, but you've had a lot of offensive zone time. So what's the team going to do in this second half of the game to try and get those shots really maybe in a little more? Tight game,
I think like puck protection's a big one because they are big and like quick, and then just moving it quicker so then they get more open shots.
Going to do in this second half? And then finally, we ran your hockey story yesterday is with a great photo and your sister Savannah. Is there anything you want to add to that story here?
Hi, she's probably watching, so hi. Thanks for always watching. I love my sister and my family. They play a big part in my hockey journey.
Awesome. That's Tegan Gray 1-0 lead for Burlington here. We'll be back for the rest of the game just a few moments. Eno, the 2005 goaltender. North York struggling a little bit this season with health, as I mentioned. They score, though. Here I am getting a little distracted, trying to chat about North York having injury troubles and Burlington getting right back on the score sheet. 5-0 now. And we have a goaltending change. Eno coming out. He's already faced 16 shots in this first period. 5 goals against and taken round back of the net. Haley ahead for Moon. Chipped across for Flores. Drop pass for Pryor, and the Barracudas set up on the power play. Healy at the near side. Throws it in front, rebound. They score. On the power play, it's a hat trick for Britt Pryor here in the first period. 2 in a row for Pryor as well, and it's 6-0. You can see the Barracudas are trying to get certain players some goals here. Peters looks like one of them, and Borg another perhaps. Here's Gray in front for Peters. She scores! That one counts. Avery Peters. Beautiful shot, buries it and makes it 7-0. So Steven sends it to the open wing, where it's taken by Jackson. Shot blocked by Steven. Jackson tied up behind the net. Sharp angle shot, couple of whacks at it, and they score! Pitts looks like she was pushed into the net. Slow to get up is Pitts. Got away from her as Moon took it away. Penalty is expired. Peters fired out to center. There she is with the puck 2-on-1. Just knifed away from her by Jamal, but Peters. Welcome back, Barracudas fans, and anyone else tuning in this afternoon. We appreciate your viewership as always. The flood has commenced, and the flood has been completed, actually. That's the right word. And the Barracudas just coming back onto the bench, getting ready for this second period. The second half of the second period. Tegan Gray giving the Barracudas a 1-0 lead right at the flood. We are ready. Barracudas right back on the attack again. Getting it into the offensive zone right off the face-off. It's knocked back out to center again. Dumped in, Steven going after it. Taken down a little bit as she tried to play the puck against Hennessy. Long shot from Mulvihill goes well wide of the net, and it's swept out to center by Peters. This is Steenbacher throwing it straight up and out of play, and almost hitting our PA announcer, and stats woman April as she's headed back to the scorekeeper box. But April's okay. Another face-off win for Ottawa, again being very strong.
Assisted by number 17, Avery Holmes, and number 5, Julia Stevens. Time of the ball,
There's the official goal announcement.
Phil Holmes and Stevens at 10:42.
Just onside. Outwater dragged it a little too far in front of her as she stepped around Reed and might have had some open space towards the net there. Puck thrown through neutral ice, gets into the area in front of the Burlington bench, and Murdoch with Flores getting it down into the offensive zone. Murdoch leaving it for Flores, trying to step out of the way of the referee. Oh, Murdoch tried to get that in front, but didn't quite have enough mustard on it, and Outwater gets it out to center. And oh, Murdoch was just hemmed in the offensive zone a little bit, so Pryor stick handling along the blue line caused an offside call. Another face-off win for Ottawa, and they maintain control into the offensive zone. Garcia slams on the brakes, tried to send it back for Steenbacher, but skipped over her stick, and now Murdoch's into the offensive zone, trying to sweep it out in front. She's taken to the back wall by Cheng, and it's thrown up the far side, fired out to center by Gao. This is Scott dumping it in. Moon battling with Scott for the puck. Flores comes in to help. Garcia's in there as well for Ottawa, comes to the far side. Sharp angle shot off the pad of Harris, and now Murdoch trying to come free on a breakaway, hooked up very blatantly on the play. Another penalty coming to Ottawa. Murdoch still with the puck, sends it back out to center. 6 attackers now for Burlington. Steven got it at her own blue line, sent it through to Houston, who tips it down, and a little kick out of the puck by Wilkinson. And we've got the hooking call. I do agree that it's not a penalty shot because Murdoch was not ahead of the defense. That is the difference between a penalty and a penalty shot in a situation like that. Murdoch was still in line with the defense. She wasn't fully ahead and free. Otherwise, that's what would have made it a penalty shot. On that far side, Houston takes a bump as she leaves the puck for Gray. Back of the line, Healy with a big shot. That whistle's just wide. Holmes. Moon. Now Holmes again on this near side. Moon, high point. Slap shot off Gray. She spun and tried to fire it on net, but it was off a body too. Houston in front for Gray again. Now Holmes. Oh, the puck just rolled on her. Moon settles it to the far side. Healy scores! What a shot by Kira Healy on that far side. Rips it into the back of the net. And on the power play, the Barracudas extend their lead. It's 2-0. Healy with another goal to continue her explosive winter point streak.
Burlington girls, scored by number 97.
And she is having a breakout season for sure.
Avery Moon and number 17, Avery Holmes. Time of the goal, 7:18.
And 2 of the 3 Averys on that goal. Holmes with a couple of assists. She had a point yesterday as well. So the middle 6 and the defense really getting involved in the scoring these last 2 games here at Mainway. Thibodeau Over to Steven. Return to Thibodeau again. Trying to get that pass ahead, but it was Garcia just coming off the bench who disrupted that play, but Thibodeau got it ahead for Suter now, who dumps it down the ice, but she was on the wrong side of the red line. But the goalie came out to play it before the whistle was blown. So I don't know about that one, but and scramble off the draw. It's sent to the far corner. Steven trying to come up with it against Scott. Returned it to the line. Donovan drops it in deep again, and Garcia skates right into the net and knocks it off. So it's face-off's going to come outside the Burlington zone now. Clean win off the draw by Flores. Reed's pass is picked off by Hennessy. And Hennessy with a shot that was blocked by Healy. Hennessy's got the puck. Healy battling for it in that far corner, trying to come up with it. Maybe poke it away now from Mulvihill. Goes to that far side. Kay tried to throw that in front, and looks like the net, sounded like the net came off again. Potentially an early whistle. Ottawa still with pressure in the offensive zone. This is Outwater trying to come out with it. Moon takes it away, fires it off the glass, and it bounces out to center. Murdoch didn't quite get to take it away. Pass over to Outwater. Tries a shot, she fanned on it. Flores checked her stick. Flores sent it up the far side for Pryor, who reverses it back for Flores again, and now she lifts it out to center for Murdoch. Murdoch tied up by Clark. Pryor tried to come up with it, but it was taken away by Jones. And Burkett just throws a long shot on Harris. It's an easy save. And it's fired out and down the ice by the Barracudas. Pass it into the middle for Outwater, and he lifts it for Scott, who gloves it down. Oh, and Houston takes out Gray as the two of them were skating after the puck. That near side, Healy reversed it behind the net for Moon, and her dump out is disrupted by Gow. Holmes and Houston trying to come up with it. Houston got her stick tangled up in the arm of Holmes, so Holmes handled it right back to her. Steenbacher couldn't keep the play alive. It skipped over her stick, and it's dumped in again. Healy settles things down for Burlington. Pass off the boards out to center. Maybe trying to hit Holmes with a bank pass, but Steenbacher took it away and fires it in deep. Not a whole lot going on right now. It's taken away from Moon, sent to Steenbacher, who was the pass was a little behind her, excuse me. Trying to throw it out in front now. Steenbacher throws it back into the slot area. It's deflected wide by a Ottawa stick, and it comes to the near side. Holmes trying to muscle it out to center. Chang kept it in nicely. Fired it wide, and Moon lifts it out and down the ice. Is it going to be enough for icing? Oh, yes, it is. If only it hadn't flipped up on its edge. Puck might not have had enough to get to the red line, but it was rolling. That's my theory, of course. I'm no physicist, though. Pass to the line for Robinson, risks a shot, and that's knocked down with a very high stick. Yes, that was a very blatant high stick. So one shot will count, but the second one won't. Ottawa thought they scored. Harris fought off the first shot nicely, but it went up in the air and very knocked down by a high stick. So good wave off of the goal by the referee, and we have a face-off outside the zone. Suter comes up with a puck off the draw, skates it over the blue line and into the offensive zone. Just poked away from her. Jones sends it behind the net for Donovan. Donovan got it out to center, and Burkett trying to get it through. She's able to come up with the puck. That probably should have been called offside, but they couldn't maintain control of it, so it's dumped in hard now for the far side. Stephen fired a pass ahead for Charlton, just out of the reach of Peters, but she comes to it. That far side has to send it back to Healy, though, and now Healy fired it ahead for Charlton, who tips it in. Charlton trying to come up with that puck in the area behind the net. Donovan fired it up the open side, but it just got away from Stephen, and so it comes back out to center. Just over 2 minutes left in this second period. Glove down by Flores, sent ahead for Pryor. Now Murdoch in the high slot. Puck just rolled on her, and she sent it back in front for Pryor. Couldn't get a stick on it, though. Murdoch trying to chip it in front. It pops up onto the top of the net. And that causes a stoppage in play. Flores has lost her net guard, so she has to change, which is the cause for the delay. So Murdoch comes in to take the draw. Bouncing puck into the near corner, and we've got a late penalty call, and it's a head contact penalty. It is going against Pryor. You don't see that too often. So a head contact penalty to Bryn Pryor. She doesn't often take penalties. And this penalty kill brought to you by Shield Performance, the official gym and training program of your Burlington Barracudas, as Murdoch couldn't quite muscle that out to center. Healy trying to take it away. Poked out of the line and just gets out to center. Healy with a pass ahead for Flores, trying to cut to the net and throw it back out in front for Healy, but it was intercepted by Kay and thrown out to center again. Outwaters on it. On that far side, just out of the reach of Mulvihill as she was headed to the net. Stephen being badgered by Kay, but able to throw it out, and it just can't quite be knocked down by Hennessy as it gets out to center. Clark on the left side being shadowed by Murdoch. Clark still with the puck, threw it in front. That was off a stick and stopped by Harris. Another shot gets through again, and Harris pounces on that one. And Stephen defending her netminder. Senators were jamming away at it. 46 seconds left in the second period. Scramble off the draw. Another win for Ottawa, though. Chang's shot off the stick of Gray, and Houston gets it out into neutral ice. Wanted to get it all the way down, but it went off a stick. Bouncing puck on that far side area in front of the scorekeeper's box, and Houston able to get it the length of the ice. Stumbled a little bit and fell. And we'll just keep an eye on Kira Healy as she's off the bench at the moment. Doesn't look like anything serious, though. She's already returned to the bench, so nothing doing as we come to the final seconds here of this second period, trying to prevent a shot. Oh, and they score! Right at the buzzer. Tipped on goal, right at the horn.
just got into the net. And so Ottawa with 16 seconds left on the power play cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1. That's what Ottawa wanted. That shot right at the end of the period. Deflected in front, finds its way through. And I've said it this afternoon, Ottawa has done a better job than Burlington of getting shots to the net to actually get on net on the power play. Burlington with lots of ozone time, but still having a bit of difficulty getting the shot to actually get to the goaltender. Okay, so the third period coming up now in this 2-1 game. Right on the attack is Thibodeau with Pryor going to the net. Takes it to the far corner. That's off a skate and bounces to the Ottawa Senators. Kay tipped it out to center. Mulvihill skates it over the blue line. Morrissey going after it, or Hennessy, excuse me.
Caitlin Scott and number 10, Jessica Chung. Time of the ball, 1 second.
Bouncing puck at far side. Thibodeau trying to come up with it. Flores in there as well. Flores kicks it to the wall. Murdoch comes up with it. And Pryor with the reception of the pass out at center. The Barracudas going for a change. Hennessy dumping it in deep. Steven goes after it. Fires it hard off the boards. Suter tips it all the way down the ice. And yeah, that shouldn't be icing as Suter was on the correct side of the red line for that redirect there. Donovan up the far side, deflected into the feet of Suter, and she's able to keep it in the offensive zone. Donovan, they'll try the other way this time. Robinson almost lost it, so they have to go back to Donovan. Bounced it out to center. Charlton lost an edge as she tried to play the puck outside of her blue line. And this is Reed now. In there against Scott. Outwater, kept it in. Suter battling hard for this puck against Burkett. Burkett's got it. Taking it into the, or sending it into the far corner. Jones. Outwater, battling for it in the area behind the net now. Suter still on the puck. Healy as well. Trying to come up with it. Goes into that far corner again. Reed in there now. Sharp angle shot off the referee as it bounced off the pad of Harris. And it's fired down the ice. Feel a bit of a momentum swing as Ottawa has had some good offensive zone time to start this third period. Harris behind the net, left it for Thibodeau. Thibodeau tied up that near corner. Moon came in to dig the puck out though, and she's got it. Lifting it high and out to center. Holmes settles it on that far side, but it's just knifed away from her. Houston trying to keep it alive, but it's poked out to center and dumped in by Scott. Thibodeau up the far side, pinched in, but the second attempt by Houston gets out to center. Holmes going after the puck against Steenbacher. Steenbacher able to get it round to the near side. Gow. Pass cut by the stick of Gray, but the second attempt gets ahead to Garcia. Now Scott. Garcia going to the net. Whistled that over top of it. And it's back out at center. Hennessy to the far side. Banked ahead by Cheng. Fired in deep. Steven. Long pass ahead for Murdoch. Down the left wing. Murdoch trying to settle the puck and get away from the checking of Robinson. Puck stolen away from Murdoch. Pryor trying to come up with it. Healy coming in for the pinch against Hennessy, and Healy keeping it going. Flores reversed it out in front for Pryor. Backhander, a bit of a weak one though, didn't get all of it. Up the far side, Murdoch trying to dig that puck out of there. Pryor's there as well. There's lots of feet blocking that puck though on that far wall. Bouncing around now, Pryor swept it in deep. Murdoch going after it again, comes around to the near side. Hennessy meets it, but Flores disrupted that pass. Pryor and Hennessy battling a little bit, comes to Healy in the high slot. Can't get a clean shot though. Robinson skates it out to center and dumps it in. That's going to be offside, as it was Hennessy who blew a tire on her way to the offensive zone. Long lead pass for Charlton. Trying to get away from Cheng. Charlton drags it through. Centering pass for Moon. Doesn't quite get on net, and Suter just wrapped it wide to that far side. Suter's got it behind the net though. Battling for it. Peters comes in. Still battling for it in the near corner. Suter trying to knife it away from Burkett, but she left it for Outwater, who skates it out and down the ice, and that shot surprised Harris a little bit. She was at the wrong side of her net, and now on that far side, Outwater trying to find some daylight on that far post. Harris blocking that one though. Ottawa looking strong in this third period. Gray is pulled over as she tried to chip the puck ahead. Holmes managed to find it and get it into the offensive zone though. Back of the line now, Thibodeau in deep for Gray, who's on the attack against Clark. Thibodeau pinching in, slapped around to the near side. Houston going after it, gets it in deep. Gray trying to come up with it. Gray's still got it now. Holmes, near corner, Steven going to the net. Holmes takes it back to the line. Moon, no, that's Thibodeau, excuse me, got it in deep. Gray behind the net. Holmes poked at it but left it for Gray, who takes it to the line. Thibodeau going in. Gray left it in deep. Reversed round to the open side. Thibodeau pinching in. Poked it ahead for Houston. Got it in front. Holmes whacking away at it. It doesn't get on net though. Steven fired it to the far side. Thibodeau poked at it to get it in deep again. Houston tied up as she's trying to battle for this puck, and the Barracudas are changing. Pryor stole it away, left it for Thibodeau. Thibodeau wraps it out in front, rebounds there. Houston whacked at it, but Wilkinson made the saves. Burlington being outshot right now, 19 to 13 at the moment. Fired out to center by Ottawa. Reed right back in deep. Bounces off the back wall. Sent around to the far side. Pass fired ahead and skated through by Mulvihill. Pryor trying to get it back out to center. She does. Robinson over to Donovan, but that's offside at the Barracudas blue line. Two-one score. Ottawa answering right at the end of that second period after Burlington scored the first two. Pass too hot to handle for Flores, and it bounces into the Barracuda zone where Harris stops the play. Just under 13 minutes left in this game. Quick face-off win, shot blocked in front. Hennessy trying to drag it through. Can't get a good handle on the puck, and it bounces out to center. Steenbacher to the far side. Clark gets it ahead for Mulvihill, who fires it down the ice. Harris leaving it behind the net for Healy, and Healy taken down by Hennessy as she tried to play the puck. Hennessy and Healy still tied up in the near corner as Outwater tried to find a pass in front, but Flores had her stick tied up as she tried to take it away from Hennessy. That comes out in front, but it was kicked to the near side. Steenbacher trying to keep the play alive. Jones fired that to the open side. Outwater going after it. Back of the line. Fired in deep by Cheng. And Flores getting to the loose puck. Send it ahead for Pryor, who fires it through. Murdoch trying to receive that pass, but Steenbacher took it away. Outwater with a long shot, blocker by Harris to the near side wall. Moon off the glass and out to center. Clark, hard pass ahead for Outwater again. She's had a long shift, but is still strong on the puck. Harris fought that one off again by the block, off with the blocker. Poked out to center. Peters trying to come up with it. Had her stick lifted, and it's thrown to the open side for Robinson. Fired it out to center. Suter intercepted that. Robinson gets it back and sends it into her own zone for Clark. Peters. That pass is intercepted by Charlton as Peters was on the forecheck. Charlton gets it in deep. Barracudas haven't had a whole lot of offensive zone time in this third period. Clark sends it behind the net for Robinson. Faked a long lead pass and just flipped it ahead for Scott, who sends it down the ice. Centering pass goes right through the slot, and Holmes comes to the puck. Fired it ahead for Suter, who dumps it in. Holmes going after it. Donovan gets there. Donovan just left it for Cheng, but Gray took it away from her. Holmes going after it now against Garcia in the near corner. Holmes lost an edge as she tried to come up with it. It's fired round to the far side. Thibodeau pinching in. Comes to the far point, held in by Gray. Ottawa with possession. This is Donovan on the near side. Ahead for Gao. And out to center. Disrupted by Houston. Thibodeau tipped ahead and down the ice by Holmes. That goes right on net. And with Houston heading there as well, Wilkinson hangs on. Just over 10 minutes left. Halfway through this third period. Clean face-off win by Flores, but it's poked away from Healy by Hennessy, and she carries it out through center. Mulvihill, Hennessy, back for Mulvihill. Far side, that's up off a stick over top of the net. Comes to the line for Clark. Clark pressured by Pryor, gets it into the near corner for Mulvihill. Being watched by Flores. Return to the line. Clark has to settle a rolling puck. It's off the stick of Pryor, and Murdoch throws it out to center. Steenbacher, errant pass, taken by Murdoch. Breaking ankles as she gets her way into the offensive zone. That shot goes wide, but Murdoch's still on the puck. Looking for an option, sends it back to Healy. Outwater took it away from her, and Clark sends it for Outwater and out to center. Blocked shot by Steven, and she fires it off the boards and out to center for Suter. Pass across, taken away by Jones, and dumped back in again by Ottawa. They'll be offside. Stevens settles the puck. Bit of a dangerous pass, but it gets to Suter. 3-on-2 now for Burlington, poked away by Robinson. Quick defensive change as Burkett skates it into the offensive zone against Reed. Outwater, back to the line for Robinson. Near side, Donovan. Screen forming in front. That shot goes wide. Moon comes to the loose puck and skates it out to center. Charlton's going with her. Drop pass for Charlton. Long shot through a screen. Comes out again. Houston drops it back for Holmes. Thinking about the shot. Fires. Blocked in front. Trying to find the rebound. Goes to the far side. And it's sent out to center. Just barely though. Houston sending it back for Reed and back to Houston on the return pass. Drops it for Holmes. Steps into a shot. Just whistles it over top of the net. Quickly back are the Senators. 3-on-2. Gao centering pass off a skate. Goes to the far corner where it's fired out and down the ice for an icing call. Action picking up here again in the third period. 7:49 left. Still a 2-1 score in favor of Burlington, but Ottawa has looked sharp. Centering pass cut by Houston. Goes to the near corner. Steven got there, and it just comes to the line. Steenbacher held it in for a moment, chipped ahead. Holmes trying to get there. Gray going to the net, 2-on-1 for Burlington. Holmes with a sharp angle shot, and Wilkinson just squeezing the pads, makes the save. Face-off win by Ottawa. Kay fires it around to the far side. Thibodeau settles it there. Pryor with a hard pass and protecting the puck at the far hash marks. Murdoch trying to dig it out. Murdoch sends it to the area behind the net. Clark stole it away and sent it to Hennessy out to center. Intercepted by Pryor and fired back in. Robinson meets it there on the far side and sends it behind the net for Clark. And Clark looking for the pass. Bounced ahead for Hennessy, and she dumps it in. Harris out to play the puck, left it for Thibodeau up the far side for Murdoch, and out to center. Off the linesperson, and yes, it probably should have been offside. Murdoch dropped it for Flores. Murdoch again, coming out in front on... Pryor was right there for the one-timer, but it went off the heel of her stick. Pryor going after it again against Clark, swept it towards the front of the net, where it's poked away for Donovan. Pryor, great shift there by the top line. Dog tired going to the bench as it's dumped in again by Ottawa. Reed up the far side, bouncing around at the line, just held in. Healy fires it up and out of play. And so the face-off will be inside the Burlington zone. Ottawa coming off a 4-2 loss to Kitchener yesterday. So they are certainly hungry to get back into the win column. Burlington still holding on at the moment. Chipped into the near corner. Peters trying to come up with it. Whacking at it. Chipped to the line. Healy kept it in. Donovan. Far side for Cheng. Watched by Charlton. Cheng jumps it in. Reed goes after it as Ottawa goes for a change. Reed ahead for Charlton up the left side. Charlton dumps it in deep. Peters going after it against Donovan. Donovan got it back of the net for Cheng. And ahead for Scott. Skates it over the blue line and in. Shot goes wide off the stick of Moon. Gao kept it in deep. Centering pass cut by Moon. Nice stick in front. Garcia was right there for Ottawa. Garcia across for Gao. Checked by Healy as she tried to dump it in deep. Healy's got the puck, fires it up and out to center. Clark trying to settle it in her feet. Holmes after her, but Clark got it ahead for Gow and across for Scott. Drop pass for Garcia. Can't get to the net though. Back at the line, Clark. Garcia again on the near side. Moon bumps into her, and she lost the puck for Holmes, who's trying to muscle it up and out to center. Clark now battling for it into the area in front of the Barracudas bench. Scott came up with it and takes it into the offensive zone. Drop pass for Hennessy, knifed away from her by Holmes. Thibodeau around back of the net now for Moon as the Barracudas try to settle things down and break out offensively. Tipped out to center by Holmes. Right back in for the Senators by Kay. Coming up at the 4-minute mark this third period. Murdoch ahead for Flores and dumped into that far corner. Chang up the far side. Mulvihill checked by Murdoch. Barracudas regain control. Pryor just over the blue line and in. Robinson disrupted that dump in. Ahead for Hennessy on the near side. Rubbed out by Pryor as she got it out to center. Healy dumps it in again. Wilkinson out to play it for Cheng. Cheng with a long pass for Mulvihill. Burkett going to the middle, being watched by Healy. Great defensive effort as Healy disrupted that. Just got a really weak shot on Harris. Healy having a great game so far this afternoon on defense for Burlington. Cheng, from behind the net. Cross ice pass, skated through by Outwater. Watched by Healy, knocked down by Suter. And Peters takes it out to center. Outwater shadowed her as the Barracudas go for a change. Less than 3 minutes to go in this third period. Off the boards and out to center by Steenbacher. Fired right back in by Moon. Steenbacher up the far side. Jones gets it in deep. Moon after it. Goalie pulled at 2:31 for the sixth attacker for Ottawa in this one-goal game. Off a player and into the Barracudas bench as Ottawa tried to dump it in. And they're saying it was off a Senator, so the face-off will be in front of the Ottawa blue line, which means Wilkinson returns to the net. Clean win off the draw by Houston. Moon lifts it into the near corner, round to the far side. Cheng up the far side, bounced it to the line. Reed kept it in. You can hear Coach Murdoch barking orders for Holmes to stay high. Wilkinson looking to leave the net again as Ottawa's into the offensive zone, bouncing around in the high slot, taken by Gray, and a penalty's coming to Burlington. A hooking call late in the game here. Houston going off. It's her second hooking penalty of the game. And there was a lot of sticks tied up in that effort towards the front of the net. So I could see there potentially being a call in there, but hard to tell from up here. So it'll be a 6-on-4 power play for Ottawa. As they'll keep Wilkinson on the bench. This penalty kill brought to you by Shield Performance, the official gym and training program of your Burlington Barracudas. Pryor, Murdoch, Thibodeau, and Steven out on the penalty kill for Burlington. Face-off one back to Robinson, over to Chang. Now Hennessy's shot goes off a stick and out of play. .152 to go. Net empty. Murdoch winning the face-off, but Hennessy stole it away. Round to the near side for Mulvihill, racing to the puck. Pryor swept it to the line and out to center, racing after it against Robinson. Pryor scores! A great second effort by this penalty kill unit to muscle it out to center, and Pryor beating Robinson to the puck. Sends it into the empty net for a 3-1 lead. Barracudas still have a penalty to kill. Short-handed goal for Bryn Pryor.
Burlington goal, number 44,
Pryor intercepting that pass again. And Clark flipping it up and into the offensive zone. Wilkinson going to the bench again, up the far side and out to center. And the linesman now calling the Ottawa bench for early substitution of the goaltender. So consistency on that call. As the Barracudas immediately slapped it out and down the ice off the face-off win. Flores taking that away from Cheng and walking into his shot. So that's another save for Wilkinson. 58 seconds to go. Ottawa having issues changing their players. The arm of the referee was up, so they are not allowed to change. That's what that signal means. The arm going up in the air means that the visiting team can no longer make a change. The arm is up in the air for the home team to make their change. And so that's what that confusion was, and the linesman was just making sure that Ottawa had the right player on the ice, because somebody did come off and they had an extra player that they needed to put back on the ice. Wilkinson going to the bench. Flores trying to get it out to center. She does. Bouncing around in that area. Reed comes up with the puck, backhands it into the offensive zone, but Clark took it away. Clark fires it ahead for Hennessy. Left it for Garcia. Coming up on 15 seconds left. Shot blocked by Healy. Hennessy trying to wrap it out in front. That was blocked by Reed. Garcia's one-timer is blocked by Peters, and that shot goes just wide. Final few seconds. Tick off the clock. And the Burlington Barracudas weather the storm of the Ottawa Lady Senators here at Mainway Arena. A great game on a Sunday afternoon, but Burlington coming out with a 3-1 win over Ottawa. And Burlington maintains their lead in the league with another win, and they continue to remain undefeated in 2023. Shannon Harris with another great performance between the pipes for Burlington. And goals and points really coming from the middle six. Tegan Gray right before the flood. Kira Healy with another one as she continues her performance in these winter months, and then Pryor sealing it at the end with the empty netter. We'll be back next Sunday afternoon here at Mainway Arena. The Brampton Canadettes are back for the third game against us, really. And so the season series, we'll see if the Burlington Barracudas can take the sweep. But before we go, we also, of course, have to wish everyone a happy Chinese New Year, January 22nd. And I know I'll be having Chinese food tonight for dinner. Whoever else wants to participate, I'll have a great time. Just before we go, we'll thank our sponsors once more. Shield Performance, Dermetics Cosmetic Dermatology, Skids Away, Pallet Sales and Recycling, BDO Canada, and RBC Wealth Management Dominion Securities. Thank you all for tuning in this weekend. Hockey Day in Canada weekend, Chinese New Year weekend. For all of us here on the crew, my name is Jared Bafty. We'll see you on Sunday afternoon here at Mainway Arena. Have a great rest of your weekend, folks.